Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about something that many people avoid thinking about: regret. For most of our lives, we believe we have plenty of time. Time to chase our dreams, time to spend with loved ones, time to finally be happy. But one day, time runs out. And for many seniors, their final years come with painful realizations, wishing they had lived differently, made better choices, or appreciated what they had before it was too late. Meet George Adams, a 91-year-old man with a lifetime of stories. To the outside world, George lived a full and successful life, a good career, a home, a family. But when I sat down to talk with him, he told me something that shocked me. I have more regrets than I ever imagined. And now, I don't have enough time left to fix them. His words made me wonder. What do seniors regret the most in their final years? What can we learn from their regrets to avoid making the same mistakes? How can we live now so that we don't look back with sadness later? So, I spoke with hundreds of seniors and listened to their elderly reflections, their raw, unfiltered truths about life. And today, I'm sharing the 7 biggest regrets seniors have before they die, along with the life lessons from the elderly that can help you avoid them. If you listen closely, these lessons could change the way you live forever. Let's begin. 1. Worrying too much about what others think. One of the most common regrets seniors have is spending too much of their lives worrying about other people's opinions. Many of them realized, far too late, that they had lived according to other people's expectations, instead of their own desires. George's story, a life lived for others. George admitted that for most of his life, he had been more concerned with pleasing others than following his heart. He chose a career in finance, not because he loved it, but because his father wanted him to have a respectable job. He stayed in a marriage that made him unhappy for years, afraid of what people would say if he got divorced. He hesitated to travel, try new things, or take risks, always worried about looking foolish. Now, at 91, he realized how much time he had wasted trying to be what other people expected him to be. I spent decades trying to fit into a mold that was never meant for me. And now, I wonder, who could I have been if I had just lived for myself? The psychological trap of seeking approval. Think about how much time we spend worrying about what others think. We hesitate to speak up, fearing judgment. We choose careers or lifestyles that we don't love, just to fit in. We avoid pursuing our dreams because we're afraid of failure. And yet, as seniors often say in their elderly reflections, most people are too busy with their own lives to care about yours. No one will remember whether you had the right career, the right clothes, or the right opinions. At the end of your life, the only opinion that will matter is your own. Elderly wisdom teaches us that life is too short to live for others. So ask yourself right now, are you living a life that's true to you? Or are you still trying to impress people who won't even remember you in a few years? If it's the second one, it's time to change, before it's too late. 2. Neglecting health until it's too late. If there's one thing almost every senior regrets, it's not taking better care of their health when they were younger. For years, they thought, I'll start eating healthier next year. I don't have time to exercise right now. I feel fine, so I don't need to worry about my health yet. But eventually, the years of neglect catch up. And by the time they realize it, it's too late to undo the damage. The moment George knew he had neglected his health. George was 76 years old when he realized his body was no longer his own. One afternoon, he was playing with his grandson in the backyard when the little boy excitedly said, "Grandpa, race me to the fence." George smiled and stood up. "I used to be fast," he thought. "I can do this." But as soon as he started running, reality hit him. His knees buckled under his own weight. His chest tightened after just a few steps. His breath became short and painful. He had to stop halfway, gasping for air. That was the moment he realized, I've lost control of my own body. And the worst part? It didn't have to be this way. The harsh truth about senior health decline. Most seniors don't end up frail, weak, or dependent on others just because of old age. They end up that way because of decades of small, daily choices that damage their bodies over time. Eating processed foods instead of whole, natural meals. Skipping exercise because they were too busy. Ignoring health warning signs until it was too late. And by the time they wanted to change, it was already too late to reverse the damage. How to avoid this regret? If you're watching this right now, you still have time to make better choices. Start moving today. Even a 20-minute walk can change your health. Eat real, whole foods. Cut out the processed junk. Listen to your body. If something feels wrong, get it checked. Because once your health is gone, no amount of money, regret, or wishful thinking will bring it back. 3. Working too much and missing out on life. If there's one regret that many seniors share, it's this. I spent too much time working, and not enough time living. They look back and realize that while they were busy building a career, chasing promotions, and working long hours, they were also missing the most important moments of life. They missed family dinners because they were stuck at the office. They skipped vacations because they thought work was more important. They postponed spending time with loved ones, always believing they would do it later. But later never came. And now, in their final years, they would give anything to go back and choose differently. George's story. The price of success. George spent 45 years building his business from the ground up. He worked 12-hour days, rarely took breaks, and was always too busy for anything outside of work. His wife begged him to take more time off. "George, the business will still be there tomorrow. But these moments with our kids? They won't last forever." But George didn't listen. "I'm doing this for us," he told himself. Until one day, it was too late. His kids were grown. His wife had passed away. And he was left with a successful business, but an empty home. Sitting alone in his quiet house at 91 years old, he admitted, "I built a great career. But I lost something far more valuable in the process, time with the people I loved." The myth that work will make you happier. Many people believe that if they just work hard enough, they will reach a point where they can finally relax and enjoy life. But the reality? For many seniors, that moment never comes. They spend so much time preparing for the future that they forget to live in the present. And by the time they realize it, their health is failing, their loved ones have moved on, and they can't turn back time. Elderly wisdom teaches us that life is not just about working hard, it's about living fully. So ask yourself, are you prioritizing time with the people who matter most? Are you making memories now, or waiting for someday? If you died tomorrow, would you be proud of how you spent your time today? Because at the end of life, no one wishes they had worked more. They wish they had lived more. 4. The pain of not expressing love when they had the chance. Another heartbreaking regret that many seniors carry? I never told the people I loved how much they meant to me. They assumed their family, friends, and partners just knew. They thought they had plenty of time to say, "I love you." They avoided deep conversations because they felt uncomfortable. They let small arguments keep them from reconnecting with people they truly cared about. But then, time ran out, and they were left wishing they had said more. The letter George never sent. George had a younger brother, James. They were inseparable as kids, always playing baseball, riding bikes, and staying up late talking about life. But as they got older, life got in the way. They got busy with work and families. They spoke less and less. They always assumed they'd have time to catch up later. One day, George sat down to write James a letter. "I miss you. Let's reconnect." But he never sent it. He got busy. 3 months later, he got a phone call. James had passed away from a heart attack. George never got the chance to say goodbye. And he carried that regret for the rest of his life. Why people regret holding back love. Seniors who have lost loved ones often say the same thing. "I wish I had said it more. I wish I had told my parents how much I appreciated them. I wish I had hugged my spouse more often. I wish I had called my friends just to say, 'I love you, and I'm grateful for you.'" But now, those people are gone, and they will never get the chance again. How to avoid this regret? If you love someone, tell them today. Call your parents and thank them for everything they've done. Tell your kids how proud you are of them. Send a message to an old friend just to say you're thinking of them. Because one day, you won't have the chance. And you don't want to look back with regret. We've covered 4 of the biggest regrets seniors have in their final years. First, caring too much about what others think. Second, neglecting their health until it was too late. Third, working too much and missing out on life. Fourth, not expressing love when they had the chance. But the biggest regret of all? Not enjoying life while they had the chance. The final words of a 98-year-old woman. I once asked a 98-year-old woman, "What's the most important lesson you've learned in life?" She took a deep breath and said, "Don't wait to be happy." She explained, "I spent my youth waiting for the right time to be happy. I thought happiness would come when I had more money, when my kids were older, when I retired. But now, looking back, I realize I could have been happy all along. I just didn't allow myself to be." That was one of the most powerful life lessons from the elderly I had ever heard. And now, I'm passing it on to you. How to live without regrets. If you want to live a life with fewer regrets, start now. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Just live. Take care of your body before it's too late. Spend time with people who matter, and let go of those who don't. Tell the people you love how much they mean to you. Enjoy the little things, Because one day, you'll realize they were the big things. Because at the end of your life, the question won't be, how much money did I make? It will be, did I love enough? Did I live fully? Did I make the most of my time? Your turn. What will you change today? I want you to take a moment and ask yourself, what's one regret you don't want to have in your later years? Leave a comment and share your thoughts. And if you found this message meaningful, like and follow so you never miss another life-changing story. Let's learn from elderly wisdom and start living with purpose, joy, and fewer regrets, starting today. See you next time.